Shalom friends, welcome to Daf Reactions, Chagigah 13. This daf is my jam. It is all about the Merkavah, God's chariot / throne that appears in Ezekiel's vision. There's this swirling storm that surrounds it, and these heavenly beings called Chayot are all around, and each of them has 4 faces facing different ways, and they have wings that touch each other, and then there's this interconnected series of wheels inside of wheels, like an MC Escher situation, and the whole thing is lit up by something called electrum, chashmal, which may be electricity, but I'm not qualified to say. But whatever it is, that's how you make an entrance. While the Merkavah is described in such incredible detail in Ezekiel, the rabbis are very wary about studying it. And in this daf, they talk a little bit about why. We learn about an incident where a young person who was not really ready to do so studied Ezekiel, and he got electrified. So yeah, understandable caution. So the Gemara is definitely not going to talk to us about the Merkavah, just like how we don't talk about Bruno. Oh, no, no, no. But we are going to talk a little bit about it. For example, we learned about this super tall angel named Sandalphon, who's taller than all of his colleagues by a distance of 500 years. And he stands behind the divine chariot and makes crowns for Hashem, and then he names the crowns, and the crowns go and rest on top of God's head of their own accord. I don't know if they make that sound effect, but I'd like to think that they did. The Gemara also talks about the divine beings, the creatures around the divine chariot. What do they look like? One verse mentions an ox, but the next replaces that with a cherub. And Reish Lakish says, yeah, well, you don't want to remind God of the golden calf. You want to be electrified? I didn't think so. At this point, the Gemara finally has to ask the question it was too embarrassed to ask before, which is, what's a cherub? And Rabbi Abahu is like, yeah, I think it's like a baby. So the 4 creatures are a cherub, a man, a lion, and a griffin vulture. We also learn that the divine creatures sweat, and that sweat drips down onto the heads of the wicked in Gehenna. So let's make sure we're all really, really good and don't have to stay in Gehenna for too long, because frankly, this is a little too much like summer on public transportation in Boston. And I'm set with that. Thanks.